Oh, it's so delish.
That's not a complete word.
I don't like that. It's weird. Delish is a weird word. What is delish? Welcome back to All In with Rick Jordan. I am Rick Jordan, and I'm with somebody else who's pretty freaking awesome. Who are you?
Richard Jordan.
Hey! I'm here with my son. This is so fun for me. This is really fun for me.
It's fun for me too.
Yeah? Were you hoping this would happen when you came with?
I was about to ask you before you suggested it.
Oh, really? So you wanted to do this?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Why?
I don't know. I just thought it was pretty fun. I wanted to be like you.
Oh, dude, that's all. Thank you. So if you wanted to be on my show, what did you have any ideas as far as what you wanted to talk about? I got ideas, but what are yours?
I thought I was gonna I thought that we were gonna talk about about how I'm gonna go about my YouTube channel.
Oh, hey, that's cool. Yeah. You know, I did some TV segments last year on ethical parenting, raising ethical kids. And one of the things I talked about on there was, because a lot of parents are really freaked out, about their kids on Facebook and their kids on YouTube and whatever else, because they're thinking, oh, Facebook, bad, social media, bad. But I don't think that that's really the case. Because remember what I tell you is I want you to actually learn the right ways to do things.
Yeah.
And the only ways to do that is to actually have you exposed to them. How young were you when you shot a gun for the first time?
Oh, I think I was around 7.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, we were in Indiana and we were at a shooting range.
Yeah, right on. How'd that go for you?
Well, it was pretty fun, but when I shot a handgun, that the leftover of a bullet just got on my cheek.
Yeah, the casing. It sprung out of the pistol.
Yeah.
It's a 9mm, which is a pretty standard size, but you were 7, and that was a little bit big of a weapon for you to handle.
Yes.
I knew that, but you're like, I want to try. I'm like, okay, here we go.
It was better once I put a very cold water bottle on it.
Oh yeah, it's just because it was hot. That's it.
Yes.
Because it just ejected and it just caught your face a little bit. So it was just it was the tiniest little burn on there.
But it was very hot.
Oh yeah, for sure it is. But then you shot an AR-15 after that. It was on a tripod, and you were shooting balloons and other things off of barrels at 50 yards out. That was pretty fun.
Yeah, that was pretty fun.
Now that had a 22 conversion for those of you who know firearms, but so it was a less recoil and it was just a lot of fun to do. But you were 7, right?
Yeah.
What did you learn from doing that?
Don't mess with things that you can't handle.
Right. You got it, dude. Because I loved that you wanted to do these things under some good supervision, of course, because I love showing you things and showing you things early in life so you know what's going on and you know exactly how to handle them. I absolutely love that, but I want to hear some more of your stories. So you wanted to talk about YouTube, right?
Yeah.
What do you want to do on YouTube? I know you watch YouTube all the time. I see you with your headphones at home. And all of a sudden, if I come home from being at the office during the day or something, I'll come home and I'm just looking around. It looks like there's nobody there. But you are laying on the couch where I can't see you, and all of a sudden this big, huge laugh just comes from out of nowhere.
I think I was watching Unspeakable that time. He's so funny. I love watching his videos, especially his vlogs. They're just so funny and engaging. There's this one episode about squirrel. There was 2 parts of this episode. It was building the world's largest game board around my house, and they actually played it. And the loser had to pay, the very last person. If you're in second place, you're good, but the loser had to pay the winner $10,000.
What?
Yeah, and the sequel to that was that Don't Choose the Wrong Path was that it splits into 2. So if you landed on a red space, then you had to spin a bad wheel. If you landed on green space, you had to spin the good wheel. There's 100 brownies on the good wheel. You earned 100 brownies, and there's earned $500 just like that. And on the other side, it was like get dumped by 5 gallons of water. And so anyways, the black spaces, they're like lose the game. So
But this is a board game that they built around the house, the
Yes.
entire house.
yes.
That's kind of crazy. I mean,
Yes.
I know why you like watching this stuff because it's just very, very creative things.
I want to do that for one of my YouTube channels. The other YouTube channel is for like making movies.
So you want to have your own YouTube channels.
Yes.
So one is for making movies, but are you talking behind the scenes stuff
Yeah.
to where you can show exactly how you're making the movie?
Yeah, it's like sort of I'm thinking about doing that as my live stream, and then that is like for like the background, and then I like just upload the movies like once I'm done making them.
Okay. Why do you want to do movies?
I've always been interested. I was in a Shrek the Musical play, and I just want to I liked acting, but I always wonder what it was like doing the camera
Yeah.
and all the special effects. That has always interested me, and you can look at my baby photos to prove that.
Look at your baby photos. Okay.
I was always trying to get the camera.
Yes. Yeah. Oh my gosh, you're right. You sure were. Yeah, you were trying to reach out towards it.
Yeah, and I've always loved cameras. I like taking pictures. I'm good at taking pictures and taking videos, and I'm good at making movies. So I want to embrace that and make that a career.
That's awesome. That's so cool. A couple years ago, you went to Apple Camp. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Is that something that really got you even deeper into these things?
Yes. I learned about iMovie, and then later on in 4th grade, I joined Tech Club, and I got to like build robots and play with the green screen. That was by far one of the coolest things I've ever done in my life.
Doing green screen work?
Yes.
That's pretty awesome. I wish you were there because I just had my movie, Cybercrime, the documentary, but the sequel's coming out. And dude, you can be there for the whole time because the interviews is all green screen work. It's awesome. It's shot in 4K. It's pretty fun. But you were talking about you love cameras, and I talked a little bit about the Apple Camp too. This is something that I love to tell other parents that are out there because they're like, oh, how do I help my kids with these creative outlets? These Apple Camps, they're freaking free. They're free, and they take place at stores, at the Apple store near you. You just have to register early enough. I remember when I first found out about this a few years ago, I was watching every day, and it's like I set my alarm for midnight, or made sure that I was up so that I could get you guys a spot in this Apple Camp because it was a free 3-day deal. It's amazing. I mean, that's one way that Apple loves giving back to the community, is just teaching people how to use their products. And now because of that, you have this expanded interest in doing these things. I love that.
Yeah, it was so much fun. I saw a lot of good movies, and I wanted to do movies like that. Like there's this one movie where there's a credit scene, and we didn't even know how to do that yet. I was so fascinated about the credit scene. Like, how did they do that?
What do you mean by credit scene?
So the end credits, like after the movie, they did like directed by this person,
yeah, the rolling credits.
Yes. Yep. And it was like, and then they said, "Thank you, Apple Camp." I was so fascinated about that. I was like, how did they do that? I did not know. I made a credit scene at one time out of paper, but I wanted it to be like a real credit scene. But I just couldn't figure out how to do that. So that's just one of the things I want to research.
Yeah, and that was years ago too when
Yes.
that happened. I mean, you're really, really good. And you got a talent for this too. Setting up different angles and then putting the cuts together so it makes it look like it's completely seamless. This is all in iMovie, right?
Yeah.
That you're doing this?
And iMovie just got updated to do green screens as well.
Oh, it did?
Yes.
That's awesome. This is why you've been asking me to come to the studio at my office.
Yes.
Yeah, because there's a green screen there. That's awesome. That's so fun. So what kind of green screen stuff do you want to do?
I was thinking about also building stuff for my movies, like a treadmill, so that way like I can just play a video in the background and then it's just like you're staying in place, but it looks like you're actually moving.
That's fun. I think they do that in real movies. I don't know, but yeah, maybe a little bit. Who knows? Well, that's a good idea, man.
Thanks.
That's awesome. But this past year, I mean, you go to school, obviously.
Yes.
You're going into 7th grade now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard to keep track, man. You keep growing so quick. I mean, I know we live in the same house, but whatever.
Yeah.
I remember you were student ambassador this year.
Yeah, I was.
Right. What is that? What are the duties? Because this is cool. Because there's a lot of other kids out there that would wonder what this is. I was very, very proud of you for doing this.
It's basically sort of like the class president, except there's like a group of them, and it's somebody to represent your class. So like, and you get to do a bunch of fun stuff. Like in 5th grade, when I was newly elected student ambassador, my thing was to create a script for an example of what you should do with park testing. I thought that was so much fun because we all worked together and created this mini skit about what to do.
That's cool. Park testing is the placement, or not the placement test, but just the achievement as far as how much you're learning, right? It's a state mandated test.
Yes.
Yeah. So what was your sketch about? What?
So it was about Fortnite was a huge thing. It just came out and all the kids loved it. So my friend Aaron, he said to let's have Richard fall asleep, be sleeping in class because he was up late playing Fortnite. I thought that was the funniest thing ever. I enjoyed doing that.
Just falling asleep in class.
Yes.
That's fun. The park testing, so how did that apply to the park testing? Was it that you did bad on the test because you stayed up playing Fortnite?
Yes, it was like an example about what you should do.
Oh, I gotcha.
For the students.
That's cool. And because of that, you got elected?
No, I got elected before that. That was just a student ambassador thing that the school counselor made up.
That's fun. That's really cool. How did you get elected? How did your name get put up as saying, hey, Richard's somebody who would want to do this?
So we had a bunch of little papers, and there's 3 questions. I think they were, who always pays attention to the teacher, who always be nice to his/hers classmates, and there's this one about I can't remember the last one, but it was like something that could like be good leadership qualities. And I just voted my friend because I didn't really think I was all these, but then I got elected because my 5th grade teacher, she wasn't like she was very nice, but it didn't engage me. So I didn't really think that I was the one that paid attention a lot. So I just voted my friend because he does all of it. He does all of this. But I ended up getting elected by everybody else.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Why do you think they like you so much?
5th grade was a bad year for me. I was bullied by a bunch of people in that grade. I do not know why. I created friends with a lot of people, but I did not know that they all voted me.
Wow, so you're saying that even the bullies voted for you?
Yeah.
Huh.
I'll accept these 2 people.
I'll accept these 2 people?
Yeah.
We'll skip them.
Yeah.
What are they going to do? Yeah, why do you say it like that?
I just don't want to be name callers.
No, I hear you, man. That's awesome. And I love that. You've always been that way. I love that about you. You want to be inclusive of everybody. That's something that you've always been. And that makes me very proud of you.
Thanks.
You talked about Shrek the Musical a little while back, too.
Yeah.
This was fun for me because I remember you had a line in this that we started rehearsing. You had to sound German.
Yes.
Because you were what? What part did you play?
I played pig number 3.
Pig number 3.
Yes.
And you had to talk directly to Shrek. in the
Yes.
thing. And that was just a lot of fun because we were walking around, ironically enough, we were walking around Universal Studios Orlando, and there's the Shrek ride that's there too, the Shrek 4D,
Yeah.
or the movie or whatever. And then we're just having lunch, I think is what it was. And
Yes.
so in the middle of lunch, we were working on your German accents.
Yeah. I had a lot of fun doing that.
It was a lot of crazy stuff with the vowels, and then maybe zoo. There was a lot of Z's that were
Yeah.
inserted in there too. You did awesome. That was an awesome play.
Thanks.
Your teacher blew my mind on that, because for a production in a public school, in just with just 5th and 6th graders, it was really, really well put together.
Thanks. I thank Mrs. Luco.
Yeah, she was awesome, man. What was your favorite part about that whole thing?
Just being interactive with all the other people, finding new friends, and it was so much fun to mess up because it was so funny when people there's this one kid who was like a main part, and he was just like, what do I say again? And then we just all cracked up.
Forgetting his lines?
Yes,
Yeah.
we just all cracked up.
That happens.
Yeah.
For sure.
And then there's so much funny parts in the play that I really like too.
Right on. That was a lot of fun, man. You said the 5th grade was kind of hard for you because you were bullied, right?
Yes.
What, if you're okay talking about this, I'm curious, why do you think that you were bullied?
I think people were jealous because I had you as a dad, and you did so many outgoing things, and you went to career day and they saw you as who you are, and an outgoing person. And I guess they were just jealous because I was so lucky for you to be my dad and an excellent mom and brother and sister. And I think they're just jealous because I had you.
Yeah.
And mom.
Do you think that they were wishing that they had the same types of family?
I think
like
so.
A close family?
I know not all the parents out there are that good at raising their kids, but I think they do try, but there's just some parents that don't, and they're like, how did I end up with this kid?
Oh, wow. That's interesting, man. That's kind of sad too.
Yeah, it is.
So how do you feel about the people that are jealous then? Because that's almost not really their fault, is it?
No, it's not. I feel very sorry for them.
Yeah.
I wish they had better parents. And I just feel so sorry for them because they don't get this kind of support. So they have to unleash their anger somehow.
Wow. That's very true. Man, so is there a way that you try to help them?
I try to talk to them, try to say, hey, what's wrong? And they don't respond. I'm just like, okay, something's wrong. But then they'd start bullying me. And there's this one time I got really close to a bully. In 5th grade, I got really close to the bully. He didn't very much talk to me, but when I asked him what was wrong, but the next day it was treat day, and I forgot $1. He gave me $1.
Huh.
I thought, and then I returned the $1, and I thought everything was good, but then career day happened, and he started bullying me again.
Oh.
I got to his soft spot.
Yeah, for sure, man. Because just even in that story itself, you're dead on that he's just jealous. Because it's like when he sees something good with other people, he's reminded of some of the bad that he has in his own life. But still, it's not that he doesn't like you. If he didn't like you, he wouldn't lend you the $1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mom says that if you want them to stop bullying you, then just be nice to them. Sometimes that is true, sometimes that is wrong.
Okay. So mom's a great mom.
Yes.
Would you agree? Yeah.
Yes.
But you're finding out that doesn't always work that way, right?
Yeah, some kids are just plain up idiots.
And that's the straight truth right there. You're right, but it's because of their home life, really, because of their parents.
Yeah.
And because of how their parents end up treating them. I mean, you said it yourself, man, and that you were so intuitive for your age, because you're seeing these things that parents just sometimes don't give kids the love that they need, and don't support them, just like you said, man. I mean, I don't think that I'm going to be the perfect dad all the time, but I sure as heck am going to try to support you and help you go after your dreams. I mean, you just got a GoPro for your birthday, right?
Yeah.
Because you want to make movies.
Yeah.
I want to encourage that, man. And that's not a traditional path either. That's not, hey, grow up, go to college, be an accountant, whatever it is. This is a very creative thing. But at the same time, you're extremely intelligent too. And I love that. I know I'm your dad and I can say these things, but whatever. But dude, that's awesome that you're seeing that with them and understanding that the bully, it almost isn't, well, it really is almost never their fault.
Yeah.
Because they have to lash out some way. You said that exact same thing, man. That's awesome. I'm proud of you.
Thanks.
Very proud of you. So what else is going on?
I know we were talking earlier in the show, like, about how I see people, like human beings as.
Okay.
I think I see them as monsters.
Human beings?
Yeah.
In what way?
We're destroying the earth, and we have created more clean ways to do stuff. I mean, some stuff we can't even do, like volcano ash and cow burps.
What?
Didn't you know that cow burps actually, in fact, hurt the atmosphere?
I did not know that.
I think it has methane in it.
Okay. Wow. Squirrel. Okay, watching cow burps. That's awesome.
So we can't just duct tape their mouths and hope that they don't burp.
That's true. That wouldn't work.
Yeah, and volcano ash, we can't really control those.
No, we can't.
But we've created so much clean ways to help our atmosphere, and some people they see this stuff and then they don't even pay attention to it.
Like what?
Like cars. I heard that there's a car that collects solar energy on a sunny day, and then it saves that energy for when it's a stormy day, and it can just save energy.
Run on the save, not on the stored energy.
Yes. And people don't even look at this stuff. I'm not saying all people do this, but they don't just see it. Some people don't see it.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know, because there's only some in the world, and I forgot what country it's in, but that solar car, it's only in this country, but they're working to progress it into other countries.
That's pretty cool.
Yes. And I hope pretty soon that all cars will run on that same solar energy and store up some energy. So that way we don't harm the atmosphere.
Yeah, right on. Electric cars are becoming more and more prominent now, too. I mean, there's Tesla, Audi. I mean, I love Audis. You remember my Audi? You called it the black or the Batmobile.
Yes.
Yep. They're releasing some pretty awesome electric cars now. They charge at your home from a power outlet, just like your cell phone does.
Yeah.
So these are solar powered cars, and they store up enough energy to, there was something that I heard the other day. I was at Harvard, and I don't think I told you this, but it was the sun puts enough energy on the earth, projects enough energy on the earth every 2 minutes to power everything moving for an entire year.
Sheesh.
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy, right? If we had a way to harness all of that was cost effective, a way to harness all that and build this stuff, then we would have power infinitely without having to use coal, without having to use fossil fuels, without having to use anything. That's mind-blowing. Just we don't have the technology yet to be able to capture all of that. There's just little things around, and it's crazy too, because it's it's really awesome, because you're 12 now, right? I like being able to have more advanced conversations with you.
I like it.
I mean, you've always been ahead of your age as far as your intellect goes, which is awesome. But there's more things we can talk about. I mean, you just brought up, hey, let's save the earth by solar energy, and you're 12, which is awesome. But there's this thing called money, and money is one thing that really helps the world go round. And everyone's out for, capitalism. I'm a big fan of capitalism. It's how we live. It's accelerating at how the pace that you want to go. But at the same time, I also feel that it's a responsibility to give back and keep that circle going around, because I think that the more that you can make, the more people that you can help. The bigger company you can build, the bigger impact you can have on the world in a positive way. And dumping that back in, you watch Star Trek with me, right?
Yeah.
I know we don't watch it that often, but when we do, it's crazy because that's like this utopia. You know what utopia means? Like paradise. Okay. This paradise where, I know I'm talking a lot and everyone wants to hear you talk, but it was amazing because there's no money that exists in that world. All the resources are just dumped back into everything to help further advance people. That's it, and nobody cares about making money. There's still ambition because people want to, increase in rank and do great things, but everyone has their part in society, and money is not an object because all the resources of the entire world just get dumped right back in to that same world. Whether it's, power, whether it's food, whatever it is. There's still farmers. It's just people say, hey, I want to farm. So then they farm, and they create food for the rest of the world. Or people say, I want to be an engineer. And then they just make things. They're not making money for people, but making money to do things because they have everything provided to them already. It's just an amazing place. I don't know if that's somewhere that we'll ever get as a society, but hopefully we can, like you want to do. We can start making these little notches towards that paradise, towards that utopia. Yeah. And movies are that way too, right?
Yeah.
Movies help people escape mentally. So what kind of movies do you want to make? I want to hear this.
I want to make dinosaur movies because I love the Jurassic World series, and
cool.
Ever since I was little, ever since I read one dinosaur book, in first grade, I loved dinosaurs. I'm not as big as I was on it now, but I wanted to be a paleontologist.
I know you learned that word really young.
Yes. When I was in second grade.
Yeah.
So I wanted to embrace that and make an action movie and an informational movie.
Oh, interesting. An action and informational movie.
Because I'm thinking of it as doing what they eat, but also the dinosaurs run away like Jurassic World, but they run away and try to be free and don't eat people. But the people think the dinosaurs try to eat the people, so they start shooting at the dinosaurs.
But the dinosaurs don't want to eat the people.
No.
Huh.
However, they will eat people if they are attacked.
Oh.
Like normal dinosaurs would act.
Yeah.
Based on the books I read, they don't a T-Rex will just ignore an ankylosaurus nearby. It's a herbivore. Would just ignore it if it's not hungry and if it's not attacked.
Huh.
Yeah. So dinosaurs aren't as violent as people think. The lesson in that, and I want it to be informational because I want people to learn from my movies and embrace that in real life.
And at the same time be entertained.
Yes.
Yeah. That's cool. So you want a real movie, but at the same time so action based, but yet still informational.
Yes.
That's pretty awesome.
Thanks.
Can I come see it?
Yeah.
Yeah. You think Chris Pratt would star in it? Yeah. He's a pretty awesome dude.
Yeah.
Why is it that mom says I look like him?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Do you see that?
Not really.
Yeah, I don't either. It's weird.
Squirrel!
Whatever. He's a cool dude.
Yeah.
I follow him on Instagram and everything. He's got, oh man, he's a dude that I looked up to in fitness too, because he was the exact same weight I was when I was really large, 260 pounds. And he dropped all the weight to play his role in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, and because of that, he played Owen Grady.
Oh, yeah, right on. You got it. He's you're going to be on social media soon enough, but he had this one segment on there that just blew my mind. It was really funny. It was called "What's My Snack."
I think I watched one with you.
I think you probably did. It was while we were talking about dinosaur movies. He was on the set of Jurassic World, and he has a very strict diet that he adheres to, in order to keep his physique and keep things going. He worked out a lot. He's really disciplined, but he would have these snacks prepared for him, and he would dive in. He's like, okay, I don't know what I'm eating today, but it was like, what's my snack? It was a whole Instagram story thing. It was pretty awesome.
That sounds awesome.
It was awesome. But then he would be so hungry that he would dive into his snack he's supposed to have like 2 hours later too. He was like, oh, I've got these like little asparagus things that I've got to eat right now, but this little cinnamon cake thing looks so good. He's like, but I'm not supposed to eat that for now. But he's like, nom, 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 nom. I'm just gonna. He's like, don't tell anybody. It was awesome. Who's your favorite actor?
It's a tie between 3 actors: Chris Pratt, Dwayne Johnson, and Kevin Hart.
Oh, that's cool. You know Kevin Hart from Jumanji.
Yeah, and also George from Captain Underpants.
That's right. Yes, his voice work.
Yeah.
He's a hilarious dude.
Jimmy Fallon did a little YouTube video with him, and on the Tonight Show, and like they rented out the Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket, and both of them wrote it, and Kevin Hart was hilarious on it. He's like, oh gosh.
That's what wasn't Jimmy like? Yeah, they don't let short people on here. Something like that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Like there's like a height thing,
Yeah.
custom height thing, and then Kevin Hart wasn't tall enough. He's like, I'm a grown man.
Yeah, that's fun.
And just throws it away.
Yep. We've talked about a lot, dude. And you've been in here for some of my other guests. I always ask my guests to give one thing, right? We talked about bullying. We talked about movies. We talked about family. We talked about parenting. A lot of cool stuff. We talked about leadership. You're awesome, man.
Thanks.
I can't wait to see where you go.
I
It's going
can't
to be
wait
so much
to.
fun. I do everything I possibly can to expose you to everything you might ever want to see.
Yeah, I enjoy that.
I dig you, man. I love you.
Love you.
What's the one thing you want to leave with everyone that's listening today?
Use the thing you love as your strengths and go for ambition. Just like try to be the best you can be, and that's it.
I love it.
Thanks.
Awesome. Well, I usually ask my guests where to find them on social media, but you're not on because you're 12. But
Yeah.
you can catch this on mine. And yeah, we'll have photos. We'll have everything. But can you come back sometime too? Is that cool?
I would love that.
Yay. Thanks, dude.
You're welcome.
Want to go get a snack?
Yeah, let's do it.
Talking about snack makes me kind of hungry.
Me too.
Okay. Snack and espresso. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.